Hey YouTube. I should probably mention I do own more than just this shirt, but it's my awesome Christmas sweater that I was gifted by my wonderful boyfriend, and it has Bray Wyatt's Funhouse on it, and it's seasonal, so it kind of works. So today I am going to talk about the process about getting a guide dog. And this isn't going to be really in-depth because each school has its own process. I will say, before you consider getting a guide dog, your O&M, orientation and mobility, your cane skills, should be competent, because a guide dog is not going to be a cure-all. A guide dog will take you around obstacles. It'll indicate where the street crossings are. Most dog guide schools traffic train their dogs so that it will intelligently disobey you if you tell the dog to go forward, there's a car coming. So a dog does act as a check like that. But if you can't find your way out of a paper bag, you and the dog are just going to be frustrated. You have to be able to tell the dog to go left, right, forward, and you have to have that mental map. You don't just walk out of your house and go, okay, Rocco, take me to McDonald's. That's not how it works. So just make sure that your skills, that you feel confident that your skills are up to that. And a good dog guide school will tell you if it isn't. Now, you might notice that I keep on using the term dog guide instead of guide dogs. I'm doing that deliberately. That is because many schools are called guide dogs this, guide dogs that. Dog guide is just a more generic term. It's not that big of a deal. I opted to go to the Seeing Eye for my dog. So the Seeing Eye is a trademark name. I do literally have a Seeing Eye dog. Again, not a big deal. When it comes to choosing a school, the important thing is look at their ethics, look at their ethos, make sure you agree with it. Look at their training style, look at how long they've been in business. Try to get success stories. If it's a school that you've never heard of, that may or may not be a bad thing. Try to ask people, try to talk to graduates. Us in the blind community, we're fairly lucky in that we have plenty of dog guide schools to choose from. People with other disabilities or with multiple disabilities, they're not so lucky. It's a lot tougher for them. So take advantage of the fact that we do have different schools. Look into those different schools. Another question I would also definitely be asking is, who retains ownership over your dog? And what does that mean? Who gets to make medical decisions about your dog? If you die, will the school come back? Do they just let it take your dog? Or if you're sick and you can't work your dog? Find all this stuff out. Make sure you're completely comfortable with whatever that's determined. I chose the Seeing Eye because I agreed with their ethics. I agreed with how they do things. I like the fact that I retain ownership over my dog. But that's not to say that the Seeing Eye is necessarily the right choice for you. And that's okay. That's totally valid. As long as you're happy with your school, your match, go with it. So, the first thing that you're going to have to do is fill out an application. And I don't remember it being that big of a deal. They asked you some general questions about your vision, got a physical, just very basic stuff. And then, from the Seeing Eye anyways, the person came out. They did what they called a Juno walk, which is where they get your pace and they get your pool to try to match you. Other dog guide schools will have you send in a video. You're going to have to find out what their admissions process is. And then you get told whether you get accepted or rejected. Then from there they arrange your training class when they have a match. And then at the Seeing Eye, you go for about 3 weeks. Again, other dog guide schools, you might go more or less, whatever. And you go from there. And I would highly suggest that you ask people what the training program's like. Find out, like the Seeing Eye is in New Jersey. If you've never been to New Jersey in the winter, find out about New Jersey in the winter or the summer. Find out how much walking you're going to be doing. I highly advise wearing tennis shoes and appropriate footwear. Ask the school, do they traffic train their dogs? Some schools do not. For me personally, traffic training is very, very, very important to me. I want to make sure, especially, it's not so much an issue now that silent cars are supposed to make noise, but when I got my first dog, silent cars had just come out. So I really wanted to make sure that my dog was good with traffic training. And also, be honest about your living situation, because some dogs work better in different types of environments. Epic, for example, he loves the city. When we were in London, he loved it. He thrived. Now, country work, that's generally smaller town work. Generally, they call country work when you're walking without even a road, kind of on the shoulder. He finds that boring. You know, if we lived in Mayberry, he would be bored. Other dogs, they do great with a more laid-back life, but they don't do so well in the city. It's not to say they can't, just that's not the most suitable working environment for them. So be honest. What are you doing? Where are you going? Where do you see yourself? Also, be honest about how much walking do you actually do. You know, don't tell them, oh yes, I'm out walking 5 miles a day, if on a typical day you might go to Walmart, go to the bookstore, and then go home. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But be honest, so they can match you with a dog that's going to work with you. Because the last thing that you want is to get a dog and have it not work out. The other big thing is, in class, don't feel like you have to walk faster. You know, if you get a dog and this dog is walking way too fast for you or pulling too hard for you, tell them. Because you're going to have to work with that dog every single day. So don't think, oh my gosh, you know, I'm too slow, or oh man, this is really, really, really uncomfortable, but I'm going to power through. You know, be honest. And some of it is they might show you how to slow your dog down, different things like that. They might need to rematch you while you're in class. That is okay. There's no shame. You will not be the first nor the last person that needs to be rematched while in class. But you have to be honest, because that is the only way that you are going to get your best match. I often get asked, well, how long does a dog work for? Connie, my first dog, she worked until she was 10. That's my goal. I got her when she was 2. That is my goal with Epic. Epic right now is 4. Some dogs might need to retire earlier. Some people who have really, really laid-back lives, they might have their dogs work a bit longer. I just favor 10 because I feel like that still gives my dog a chance to retire and just to be a dog. And also, at that point in time, they're slowing down. But again, that's something that's totally personal between you and your dog. Now, at the Seeing Eye, she was my dog. I did retain ownership of her until, you know, she passed away. Ideally, I'll do the same thing with Epic, if at all possible. If not, I have the option of finding him a home with somebody I know, or the Seeing Eye will find him a home. And there's lots of people on a waiting list to get either a career change dog, that's a dog who doesn't make it as a Seeing Eye dog, or a retired Seeing Eye dog, because they're well trained and they're fantastic pets. So that is a perfectly valid option. You know, I also get asked, so what does your dog do while they're not working? You know, are they allowed to be a dog? Are they allowed to play? Yeah. Yep. When Epic isn't working, he's chewing on bones, we're playing fetch. He's just a dog, you know. It is definitely not work all the time. At some point in time, we were stuck in Hurricane Harvey. right after I got him. So there was like a good 2 or 3 weeks that we really couldn't go outside. It was not safe. For, a good week, there was floodwater that I did not want him walking in. So we did a lot of trick training and obedience training. I'll show some of that. I'm also constantly teaching him to find new things and find new skills just because he enjoys it. So I will definitely be, showing that. So yeah, these dogs, by any stretch of the imagination, it is not work all the time. Another common question I get asked is, why can't anyone pet or play with the dog? It's not that they can't pet or play with the dog, it's that while we're working, it's not safe for myself or for him. If he isn't focused, if he doesn't stop for the stairs and falls down them, he's gonna be just as hurt as I am. And I really don't want my dog to get hurt, so please, just don't distract dogs while they're working. Now, while he's not working, I let all kinds of people play with him. Again, when we're hanging out at home, kids, adults, other dogs that I know of, totally free to come and play with them and hang out with them. Just not while he's working. I also have been asked, how does the dog see the traffic light? Dogs don't go based on the traffic light. Epic is trained to stop at a down curve and wait for me to indicate to go forward. It's my job. I do have responsibility in our partnership, unfortunately, to get us there safely. I know. Boy. Anyway, I indicate when to go forward. If I've missed a car's turning, maybe I didn't hear it, he will stop. And it's my cue to then ask him by saying, hop up, when he thinks we should go forward. And it's also his job. He has the right to veto other things that aren't safe. I've been walking and I've had like a manhole randomly be open. And I've been like, forward. And he just stops. And I feel him like pulling me consistently to the left. Obviously I follow my dog, go with my dog, and come to find out, yeah, I almost stepped into a manhole. Would have been bad. One of the most humbling experiences I have is still when he stops at the top of stairs. I think, oh, you're so nice. If you didn't stop there, I could go tumbling down. Good job, buddy. It's very humbling because we're working together and we have this kind of weird thing where, yes, he listens to me, and, yes, down means down, sit means sit, obedience, there's no debate in, but, when we're working, he's allowed to say, nah, we're not doing that, and it's about trusting that, he's made the right decision and going with it. And there's times working with him and Connie that we've been working and I have no clue why they've gone left or right or why they've made the decision that they've made. But I've gone with it. It's been safe. I've always ended up okay. Clearly they were seeing something and they were made aware of something that I didn't know of. And that's completely and totally just part of trusting your dog. And I'm going to be honest with you. To those of you who don't have a guide dog, for me, that was the hardest part. The techniques, they're not that hard. But just putting your trust in something, especially for me, because I am a very competent cane user, and I was so used to using that tactile, stimulation. And when you're traveling with a dog, you're traveling visually, and it's a whole new world. I love it. It's great. I compare, especially Epic, because he walks so fast, and we will be just walking and zoom 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 zoom, and literally we'll just be cutting through people. And in a way I almost kind of compare it to flying, because we go, we go, and it's great. But man, did it take some trust. Did it take some getting used to. And I'm gonna be honest with you, your relationship with your dog is going to take time to form. It's not as easy as just picking any dog that walks the right pace and that pulls. It takes probably a good 6 months to a year. And it's work. And I'm not saying that to dissuade anyone from getting a guide dog. I'm saying that because I wish somebody had told me. When I looked into getting a guide dog, I was told about all the great things and the wonderful things. I was not told, by the way, it's going to be a lot of work, and so your dog, when you first get them, you know, they might cry for their trainer because they've been used to their trainer. You know, Connie did. Connie was like, I don't know who you are. I want my trainer. Now Connie became like, we became very, very close, and that dog would have walked me to the gates of hell. But it took time to get to that point. You know, nobody said, hey, when your dog first gets you, your dog's going to test you. Yeah, no one said that. And some dogs are a bit more testy than others, you know, and they'll match all that. Yeah. But just expect to have to put in some work. Expect to make mistakes. Even when you're a well-oiled team, mistakes are going to happen on both of your parts. You're going to correct your dogs for things that you shouldn't, and you're going to not correct your dogs for things that you should have, and that's okay. If you and your dog have a good relationship, it's okay. Nobody's perfect. Always, make sure to keep poop bags on you. Yeah. My advice, if you know, you have a car that you often ride in, keep poop bags in there. You have a purse, keep poop bags in there. You have a wallet, take some poop bags off the roll and stick them in there. If you don't think you're going to need poop bags, take poop bags. Because your dog is going to be like using the restroom 2 times a day. That might be the exact 2 times a day for 8 years. The one time you don't have a poop bag, you're going to need a poop bag. Trust me. Been there. Done that. So yeah, that's where I'm going to end this video, is on remembering to bring poop bags. Again, if you have any questions about dog guides, anything like that, by all means, please feel free to email, let me know, blynddE1@gmail.com. I will do my best to answer your questions, and I'll probably do more videos on like misconceptions and stuff with guide dogs. I just really wanted to get kind of an introduction video and kind of a crash course video down, just because I know that is such a popular topic.